Here in Scotland, people tend to enjoy their own type of rather peculiar sporting activities. There's shinty, a sort of hockey without rules, and curling, sliding bits of granite about on the ice, and they also like pulling up tree trunks and tossing them about. Well, they're about to adopt a new bizarre pastime, this one from south of the border. Hill rallying has arrived in Scotland.
This one-day event was based in Perth and featured some of the roughest terrain imaginable. 30 entries took part, many of them having made the long journey north to tackle 80 miles of moorland stages.
When you go to a new event, something like this, do you not try and sort of study the land a bit and find out more about it?
No, we come up the day before and come and join in.
What do you know about this route? You must have some sort of secret information that nobody else has.
No, I know a couple of bits of ground. They're rough. There's some very, very rough bits of ground, so it'll slow some of the big boys down a wee bit, with a bit of luck.
We had trouble with engine at the last local event that we did, so engine's been away for rebuilding and we just put it in last night. We finished it off this morning, so a bit of a last-minute job.
This all might appear a little on the casual side, but don't believe it. Monaghan's 3.9-litre Range Rover Special was already leading the British Off-Road Championship and he was in fine form. Robin Clarkson needn't have worried about the last-minute engine installation in his Warrior. He set a blistering time of just over 20 minutes on the first stage. Quick to respond to the challenge were the Simonite sisters in their 4.9-litre Rover engine Lamborghini. Revelling in the conditions, the young Yorkshire girls were just 18 seconds slower than Clarkson. David Simonite didn't want to let his daughters get away from him, but with the weather deteriorating by the minute, he lost 20 seconds to them on the opening stages, had a puncture, then went out with a broken gearbox. But Clarkson's hold on the lead was short-lived. The burly Yorkshireman was being overhauled by the diminutive Simonite sisters. Stephanie and Rachel were flying. They were 46 seconds faster than anyone else over the rugged route around the hills west of Stirling. One of the most tactical drivers in the game is Gordon Monaghan, and he was lying in wait for a leader's slip-up. Trevor Milner's run of bad luck continued. He struggled with his Milner R3 all year. Here it was gearbox problems. In a more traditional-looking vehicle, Martin Gallis was on good form, until he lost four-wheel drive. Not the best thing to do on a course like this. But there's always help on hand in hill rallying, even if it does mean a rather humiliating departure from the proceedings.
One of the requirements of hill rallying appears to be to have very bad weather. And it doesn't come much more miserable than this. I'm on the top of a mountain in Perthshire, it's freezing, the wind is blowing the arrows away, and now there's thick fog coming in.
But it was Robin Clarkson who took advantage of the situation. He moved up into a 57-second lead. However, the bumps were taking their toll.
They were just one of hazards that weren't marked and we slid into it, hit it hard and it just sort of hurt me back a little bit, so I'll see how it goes on.
Sadly, Robin was to go no further and his back trouble handed the lead to Stephanie and Rachel Simonite. With the weather improving, Gordon Monaghan and Carl Gudgeon took up the challenge, setting fastest time on the Balmano stage. They closed the gap to 1 minute 30 seconds. The race was on. And hot on his heels was Russell Ridley in his TMC, but he didn't feel entirely at home on the difficult Caledonian terrain.
Well, this is a new experience for me. The last time that anything came through this tunnel at speed was over 30 years ago before Dr. Beeching ripped up the track, but it's actually featuring as part of one of the special stages on the hill rally here.
Russell Ridley would soon be catching the next train home. He wasn't a happy man at all.
We've been lost 3 times on the same stage, as in can't see where you're going or anything like that, so we've hit a bad hole and the navigator's hurt his back, so it's too dangerous.
With Ridley gone, it developed into a 2-horse race. Monaghan was going for it, but couldn't close the gap that the Simonite girls had opened up. For Stephanie and Rachel, a 2-minute window gave a healthy cushion, and they could coast home to victory on this inaugural event.
Congratulations, girls. How does this feel, winning the first Scottish Hill Rally?
Yeah, it's a marvellous feeling. It's taken some winning though. It's been a survival of the fittest. It really has, and it's been hard work. The lads have worked really, really hard to keep the car.
Team effort, hasn't it?
Certainly has.
It was another remarkable performance from the two Sisters of Speed, who are the only crew to have won all 3 of Britain's hill rallies and have just been crowned the British Hill Rally champions of 1996.